Hey everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to make a name tag where we're going to have to group multiple shapes together using the shape window. So really we're just going to build off all the tools we kind of already learned within this module. So if you're in your screen, you just always want to, like in good practice, just to hit the home window just to make it easier. Then within your basic shapes, you can really pick any shape, but I really suggest clicking and dragging the box shape onto the work plane. So what we're going to do here, I like to zoom in to make this a lot easier because we're going to have to kind of change the shape. So I like to move it around. What we're going to really try to do here is make a flat rectangle. So if you click on the shape, you'll notice that you see like the width, the height, and the length. I sometimes like to use the manual operations like with these arrows. So I'm just going to click and drag this down where I have like a little bit of a flat surface. And then just for me, this is just a preference of how I like to work. You might like to do it a little differently, but I also want to change like the length of this because I'm going to have to fit my name on the work plane. So I'm going to raise it up to about like this level. So I should have like a nice flat rectangle at this point. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my name. Now how I'm going to do that is within the basic shapes, I'm going to scroll down until you see the block that says text. So you're going to click on the text box and you're just going to click and drag it over top of the icon we just had. Now, I like to use, you can use the top view if you want, just to see where it's sitting. So notice that, yes, it does actually fit in perfectly into the block. If yours doesn't, make sure it fits. Now, one thing that I like to do, because if we were going to 3D print this, and you can later, if when you get this, your module completed, I like to click on the text and I like to lower it so it's just a bit off of my original shape. And for me, that looks okay. So now we have the word text, but instead of text, we want to place your name in here. So how we're going to do that is click on the text block again. And do you see where it says text? Just backspace and type in your own name, whatever you want. So for me, I'm going to type in Derek here. Now notice as soon as I type in Derek, it's it goes off because I have used more characters now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the far left-hand corner, just how you would change any shape or anything in Google Slides. I'm going to reduce that so that it fits perfectly within my shape. So now the Derek is clearly in the rectangle. I think we can see that, but it's always good practice to look from every angle, and I see that it is, so it looks good. But what I want to do is, if we were going to 3D print this, I couldn't do much with this. So I want to add it where I can maybe add this to my backpack or something that I can attach it to my locker or a computer bag, anything along that lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down my basic shapes again, and I'm going to find the little tube function. So I'm going to click the tube shape and drag it right just next to the K, but I don't want it to touch it. So what I'm going to do, because this is out of my work plane, is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to reduce this just slight enough. Perfect. And now though, what I want to do is I'm going to change my camera angle to make that the top of this tube aligns with my name tag. So I'm going to make sure that it's flat. And you can see now that it's, oops, and sorry, I just raised it up one more, so we'll go down a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, so now you can see that it's uniform or equal to our original space. Now you can move this a little more over if we want, just to see if it depends on how big you would want it. And I could make this shape a little bigger if I want. There's a couple alterations I could make. Okay, I think that looks good. Now remember, we have to actually group all of these shapes or it's just going to print all of these items individually. So if you recall from the previous videos, we just click on our work plane, and if you have a draggable mouse, you can do that. So you just click and drag, but you have to make sure that you get all of the objects so that it's going to group all shapes together. So once we do that, you'll notice that the shapes icon appears, and this time it tells us we have 3 shapes. One for the box, one for the text, and one for the tube. Now, once I hit the group shapes option, it should group all of the shapes. And now, congratulations, you've made your first name tag and successfully designed a fully comprehensive program in Tinkercad.